an illustration I use, I think in the booklet that I gave you, perhaps in the purity principle as well, that there's two ways to address the danger of falling off a cliff. People are falling off a cliff, what should we do? Well, one is to position ambulances and paramedics at the bottom of the cliff. And that's good. I mean, if anybody's still alive down there, it will be great for them to have an ambulance and a paramedic. Another is to post warning signs up at the top, and yet another is to build a railing. Warning signs, railing. But people are still falling off the cliff. Well, then maybe you'd be good to have a medical center down there. But better than the medical center down there would be to do more up at the top. More prevention. And this is the situation that we have now in the church, where sometimes you have churches where the pastors, that sometimes they have counseling staffs and Christian counseling centers and lay counselors are spending huge amounts of time dealing with people who've already fallen off the cliff. And not nearly enough time and attention and instruction and teaching is being done to post the signs, give the warnings, build the fences at the top. So this is to help maybe build some fences. Critical fact number one, it's a realization thing. We are targeted for sexual immorality. If you don't get this, you will fall. You will compromise sexually. If you do not understand that there's like a price on your head, that there's a bounty hunter, a group of bounty hunters, demons, they're after you. Now, this isn't an overstatement. Now, I didn't make this up. I mean, read about principalities and powers of darkness in Ephesians 6 and all the other places, and Satan goes about like a roaring lion. And in particular, and this probably applies to everybody here, if you have a ministry of any sort, public or private, as a teacher, preacher, leader, helper, or as any kind of salt and light in the world, then take heed. You are a targeted man, you are a marked woman, there's a bullseye on your chest. Satan is out to get you. Well, why? He wants to nullify your ministry. You bear on your shoulders the reputation of Christ. Now consider this. Satan is finite. Demons are finite. They can't do everything and they can't be everywhere. Sometimes we have like a myth where, I mean, it's even, okay, when we say Satan is tempting us, and even Scripture, a roaring lion, how often has it directly been Satan, that one who is the one who is tempting you? Well, you're probably a whole lot more important than I am if Satan has come to you and he's been after you personally. All these things. So when we say Satan, it's like saying Hitler invaded Russia. Well, Hitler didn't go to Russia, but Hitler invaded Russia. So I mean, in other words, the Nazi troops, they invaded Russia under Hitler's command. So Satan uses demons and commissions demons to do the work. But the point is that because his resources are limited, he's not going to waste his time. Satan really doesn't have to work real hard on, let's say, the person who's the drug addict, alcoholic, living on the street. Something's been set in motion that probably doesn't need much attention anymore from any. No, I'm not saying demons aren't involved in that, and they certainly can be, but I'm just saying that the strategic conquest are followers of Jesus. I mean, that's who. I mean, when a head of state who is an unbeliever falls into immorality, sure, Satan, demons can be involved in that. But when a pastor, Christian leader, Christian counselor, women's ministry director, deacon, deaconess, whoever falls, you can bet they they certainly had a price on their head. So I think it's very fair to say that every single one of us has more than the average amount of attention being paid to us by the realm of evil, by demonic forces. I mean, do you think that's accurate? I mean, I think part of it's common sense.